It's our final game of the off-season. Well, actually, we still have the gauntlet action coming up, but still, this is our final game of at least the qualifiers.
Yes.
The last person who's going to qualify for the NASL Season 4. We're going to still have to put him in a group as well. The groups will be announced on Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoyed our little in-between segment where we showed you guys the players that each player picked.
Gonna be so many good games played in Season 4. If you haven't picked up that HD pass, go do it now over at NASL.tv. $15.99. It is still on sale, so you can get all the cool features, 1080p, and
yeah, we're gonna announce
other
the rest.
cool stuff.
We will announce it real soon.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about.
And if it's not gonna be cool stuff, guys, you guys can just force us into saying, "Hey, RotterdaM and Bitter promised us cool stuff. You guys better do something cool."
If you're not satisfied with your 1080p,
we're gonna do something cool.
If you're not satisfied, just let us know and we'll send you nudie pics of Kevin.
Yes.
That you can post on
As
Twitter.
long as you don't put them on Twitter. Yeah. Pinky promise, I'm always honest. So if you guys are always honest too, you can have those pictures.
With your HD pass, you can have 1080p and naked Roddy.
Man, we will sell so many passes. And next up is like, I'm gonna get
the boss comes in, guys, we just crashed the servers because so many people are trying to buy passes.
I'm gonna get like phone calls to feature in certain movies, which do not include Tom Cruise.
They might.
Ew. Mission. I know. Why would I?
Mission Possible.
Why would I suddenly be in Mission Impossible?
It would be Missionary Possible.
Alright, enough. So of course, on the right top side of Daybreak, we have Root for Root. Major going CC first. On left bottom side of the map, Ben, the final TSL player of this qualification. We had so many of them, and Revival played so extremely good in pretty much every single game we've seen of him, besides the semi-finals. And
yeah, well, Major took him out, so we can't say that maybe Revival would have been a better opponent because Major's already beaten him.
Yeah, and if Major qualifies, Ben, then he really took out a lot of big names in this qualifier, and he's going to deserve it more than anyone. If Major loses, he still walks away with $250. This works either way. So Ben Hyun once more picks up at least $250 in a weekly tournament, but it might be more.
I like the way Major talks.
He's manaing, they're both manaing each other a little bit. Let's take a look at this chat log. We can just see, oh, you go Su. No, 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 you go Su.
Me very rich.
Of course, Ben, these two guys played against each other in the TSL 4.
That's right. And am I correct in saying that Major won?
You are correct. Major was down 2-0 and won 3-2. And you know how? He made a ton of Hellions and he killed so many drones. Basically like we saw in the last game.
Well, it's like a story that I like to tell about Hellions and how they're never not cost effective.
Well, we'll see, Ben. Major is probably at least going to show us the same MVP style a couple of times, but against the Revival game 1 on Cloud Kingdom, he played so different, which was a build order that I've really seen of him. If you guys have just tuned in, he went up to 5 command centers before the 9-minute mark.
And these guys really having fun chatting with each other. Link's chasing this SCV across the map.
You know, it's like this can actually work very relaxing. If you're nervous for a big game, if you're chatting and your opponent starts chatting as well, it kind of just starts to feel like a ladder game. You kind of forget how important it is and you might play better. But there are also guys who really hate it when you do stuff like this. For instance, a player like Saza. Saza is an extremely good friend of mine and he's a very nice guy. But he freaking hates it when people talk to him for no reason. If they make, like, he will ignore you, and it doesn't matter how long he knows you, how good friends you are. He will ignore you right when the game starts because he doesn't want to see question marks. He doesn't want any of the you so Gosu, I'm so Gosu stuff. This is of course just a personal thing, but every player is different.
Hazu of course loves it when people talk to him in games.
Hazu?
No,
he hates it. Hazu just ignores you, but he actually doesn't ignore you, he reads it, he just doesn't answer. That's even worse. Like Saz at least doesn't see the messages anymore.
That's funny. That's very, very funny.
There was a funny side story between this regarding these guys before we really go into action mode over here, while we see another command center going up. Once upon a time, Hazu decided to ignore Beastie because yeah, he was kind of mad by the. Ooh, that's a roach one already for Hyun, Ben. That's relatively quick.
Very interesting. We can see Major's already building his 3rd command center. He's also already building 2 bunkers. No, just 1 bunker.
He has a bunker on the low
2
ground.
bunkers. What the hell?
So he must have a good read on this game somehow. What I want to say is once upon a time there was a game between Beastie and Hazu where Beastie was spamming a little bit of smileys. On a certain moment Hazu got fed up and just ignored him without actually saying that he was going to ignore him. Then the game turned into this super weird tie scenario. This was a game of the Home StarCraft Cup 3 or 4 qualifiers. I think it was Home StarCraft Cup 4, yes, because we were not around.
Cup 4. The same weekend that we did all the IEM qualification.
Yep. So this was on the Tal'Darim altar. And they had this weird, crazy game where it turned into a draw at the end. And BC kept asking if he wanted to just leave the game, but Hazu didn't want to leave, and he didn't pretend there was something wrong either. But yeah, it was an absolute tie. Both players, no more workers, whatnot. And then there was this weird 15-minute period where BC tried to have contact with Hazu, but Hazu couldn't read his messages.
Oh, man.
So a lot of roaches in production for Hyun, Ben.
Now, the one thing that, well, there's actually a lot of things that are working against Hyun here, Kevin. For starters, the 2 bunkers. Yep. Beyond that, this is a very long map, and Major sees these roaches very early on, so he's going to be able to prepare even more than he already has.
He might just use the roaches for defensive purposes right now. Even though we see more links being in production as well, that's a little bit weird. Hyun only on 44 drones right now, and now he goes back to droning.
And double Evo, so not completely all in, but he might go ahead and send all these units across just to see if he can do any damage.
I don't think he wants to do that. I really don't think he wants to do that.
I don't know that it would work, but it looks like he's going to do that.
He should know as well that if there would be a bench on the map right now, that he's going to lose a lot of these units.
I think he's going to lose a lot of these units regardless. I mean, he just doesn't have anything to fight against Major, but he made him, so he's going to send him across anyway and just see what he can get done.
Hyun, interesting Zerg, plays very different than Revival. Just as Revival though, he's playing a lot in the European Weekly Cups. I watch quite a few of his replays every now and then if he beats a Protoss player in the final. He often runs into Titan, Freyr, those guys, and I always find it fun to watch his replays.
These roaches and lings may in fact be able to delay this 3rd base. Hyun apparently a little bit sad that there is in fact a 3rd base. Marines and Marauders going to come down and try and deal with it. Lings are here though, so we're going to have to see some good control from Major, and he does show good control.
The Hellion is there as well. Nice micro so far by Major. Only one Marauder left. The Marauder is still alive. Does a lot of damage to these roaches. Roaches doing a reasonable job, but of course.
Great micro from Major.
He's not gonna kill Major now.
Rich Imba.
These 2 guys, man.
Major picking up a little bit of that Korean while during his time living in the Gom house. I don't know what Sagi means, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I used to know it. I forgot. It's just, I don't know.
It sounds fun to say.
Sagi.
Sagi.
So.
Sagi. 3 base Terran versus 3 base Zerg. Spire's actually building right now.
And during all this, man, Hyun did go up to a ridiculous drone count. I'm not sure if I'm switching too quick around the tabs or not, but we see 82 drones over here on the left top side of this map. So if Major does not do anything soon, he's gonna still fight an uphill battle. Funny that Hyun just made a certain amount of units, really did not plan to win the game with it. I was even wondering if he was gonna attack with it or not. In the end he did. He saw there were 3 bases for Major, but that's something you can pretty much expect on Daybreak.
And right now, Major's just going to be attacking into those units that are still left over. A few Banelings being morphed as that Spire is about 90% complete. Not much gas for Hyun, so we're not going to see very many mutas. And is Major going to be able to pressure this? I don't really think either player can do much. As the taunting continues, Hyun says, "Come at me, bro." Major says, "Nope." Hyun says, "Please."
Scan goes down for Major in the natural of Hyun. There's really not a whole lot to see over here.
Yep. And what is Hyun's plan, Kevin? Baneling speed. Oh, what is what's
just
going on there? Just reacting to a drop or something?
Nope. Small Hellion run by. Only 2 Hellions made their way into the 3rd base of Hyun, but he had a lot of roaches and links in production. We see a Viking cruising around the top side of the map. Did not find a single Overlord yet. Now we do see the first mutas in production. Ooh, I'm liking this, man. Defensive Spore Crawlers. We keep saying that. I love Spore Crawlers against drops. I think it's even better than Spine.
They're fantastic. It just says you shall not pass to those medevacs. 5 mutas in production. Kevin, I don't know if I'm crazy, and I know I say it every single game, but I'm thinking maybe +2 timing.
There are a lot of, well, there are 48 links. There are already some Banings. Baning speed is on the way as well. Taking a look at the tank count though, man, there are already 3 tanks out on the map. We have a very nice supply depot wall over here. That should be a full wall off, right?
Full wall off, maybe barring, of course, the right side where units can pass through. I don't think Daybreak's the best map for the 2-2 timings that we talk about, and we do see Infestation Pit going down, so it does not look like that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Well, he's still making a lot of links, man. And he has a ridiculous drone count. He's on 87 drones, so I actually think that he might still go for it. He's moving out. 2-2 is about to finish up. If you have no idea what's going on, Ben, mention the upgrades and you sound legit.
And mutas very critically can be used to pick off siege tanks in those defensive positions, so it's It's maybe not super far-fetched. Regardless, Hyun's maxed out, and when you're maxed, you got to do something. You're not going to get any further ahead by just sitting there, and he does morph a lot of banelings, so I was indirectly smarter than I meant to be.
That's the only time when you actually are smart.
When it's on accident.
Yeah.
I was accidentally smart. +2 banelings are going to be coming into the fray, and which way is he going to go with them?
Major
is
no
not
vision.
in position at all right now.
Imagine if he would just roll up the ramp over here. That would be so sick. That would be the worst thing that could happen to Major. This is actually in a harder position to engage because there is one siege tank. Of course, that's not going to be enough.
No, tank's not going to last for long. Muta's just going to crush it.
A
lot of depots are going to go down. Banelings are still rolling, and SCV. Oh, the Marines are so clumped. Major's running through a very narrow choke. And that was a lot of move-commanded banelings. They end up connecting with many Marines. But if we look at the supplies, the trade is pretty even. 170 supply to 170 supply.
But a lot of economic damage being dealt. Now a lot of Marines streaming down the ramp. We do not have Burrow yet. These roaches will fall. Nice scan there by Major in case he had to deal with Burrow banelings. Don't want to make that mistake. He keeps the orbital alive, Ben, but well, he keeps a lot of SCVs alive as well. The only problem is that he's mining very heavily right now from his first 2 bases, so he's gonna run out of bases very quick as well. And Hyun has a ridiculous bank.
Yeah, normally when you see +2 attacks like that, they're like
semi-all-in.
They're semi-all-in, but with this kind of an economy, like Hyun can just do whatever the hell he wants. He maxes out immediately on 72 more lings and infestors. As you see a drop harassing in the top left. Hatchery might fall. I think it will fall.
Yep, this hatch will fall, and the matter of fact will probably, well, no, won't get away as we still have 4 mutas on the map as well.
But mission accomplished, at least for those 8
That's
Marines.
Nice. Picked off an hatchery. And at the end of the day, it's only 300 minerals that he picked off, and he lost pretty much 300 minerals with the drop as well.
Yep, 8 Marines and the medevac.
It's going to spot another medevac over here on the bottom side of the map, so, fungal. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Doesn't want to.
I don't. I would rather you drop in my main. Major's like, okay, sure.
No. Well.
Te gusta?
Well, me gusta. Do you think Juan actually says me gusta? Right now, Juan's playing stick. Me gusta. 3 drones.
Medevac's going to get shot down, and Marines will auto-attack Zerglings. So, really minimal damage being dealt. Killed a Queen. That's about it. Another drop at the top left. I think Hyun should be aware of this. Major's doing a really nice job of just continuing to macro in the midst of this. He's got a very scary army.
58 Marines, but there's 134 Zerglings, Ben. There we do have 7 siege tanks, and that's really the right amount of siege tanks that you oh, he could pick up a couple of infestors. Oh, picks up 1 infestor, is going to be able to pick up the second one as well.
Very sloppy there from Hyun. He really needs those infestors. Yep. Major's still with a really good position outside this 4th expansion. If Hyun attacks from the right angle, though, I still feel like he could be pretty damn effective. Here come those infestors.
So many Zerglings. Oh, fungal.
He's just going to come right up the ramp. And, oh, it's a big fungal. Will the banelings make the connections that they need? Looks like yes is the answer.
They didn't even need to ban because we have so many Zerglings going to surround quite a few Marines as well. Nice macro by Hyun.
That is Swarm-style Zerg, if ever there has been a Swarm-style of Zerg play. Lynx continuing to just plow through. Great upgrades on those Zerglings.
Nice fungal as well. We have drops going on the left top side and in the main base as well, so Hyun is going to have to deal a lot of damage over here, Ben. If he doesn't, well, of course he will, but it's going to be enough. Oh, look at the infestors, a little bit miscontrolled. He's going to end up losing a lot of them.
Yeah, infestors will be lost, but at the same time, drops are getting cleaned up back at his main bases, and the problem that we have for Major is money. The problem that we don't have for Hyun is money. He is rich.
And Zerglings ain't really a problem either, man. Major doesn't have 99 problems, but 105, and all of them are Zerglings.
I got 105 problems, and they're all Zerglings. And I think it looks like Hyun has managed to clean this game up. Exciting little game on Daybreak. Started out a little bit slow, but in the end...
Look at all these banelings morphing in your natural ban. Whenever that happens, you don't want to be an SCV. Look at the infestors. It's like, guys, we really don't need you, man. We're doing pretty good over here. We're doing pretty good over here. We're doing pretty good over here.
SCVs are still like working. Just finish the job. As the banelings do come roll up into the main, and what will they blow up on? Nothing.
There's still a drop going on over here, but the banelings are just rolling around. Banelings are more exciting as Hyun. As Major calls GG, and Hyun takes the first game on Daybreak with an interesting,
very, very convincing there.
Fun playstyle.
Yeah. Stayed on layer tech for a little bit longer than we used to seeing. Mass, Zergling, Baneling, Infester. I love this style, Kevin. I've been talking about +2 Baneling stuff for ages.
Even made a little tutorial.
Even made a little tutorial. It's not up on YouTube yet.
Oh, sorry.
It'll be.
Did I just break the news?
It's okay. It'll be over on the Razor Academy's YouTube page here in a couple of
Look
days.
at you.
So yeah, I don't know when they're going to do that.
Providing content. MrBitter is stepping up his game.
Who knew, man?
12 weeks at the pros. It's back, guys.
Not quite.
Now it's 12 weeks with MrBitter.
Now it's 12 weeks with
Mr.
MrBitter, which makes it much less insightful.